I just completely stayed away from all Black people, my life would have been way better. Like, way better. If I had just married a nice white boy from my neighborhood growing up, or from my church, and lived in the suburbs and finished college, yeah, I'd probably be a doctor or a lawyer, and I probably would have had a totally normal, wonderful life without any drama at all, without any abuse at all. Like, I could have just found a nice person and married them, and they wouldn't have been Black, and my life would have been awesome. Awesome. I wouldn't have been in the hospitals. I wouldn't have been in the jails or the prisons. I wouldn't have gotten attacked. And 100% of the people who attacked me were Black. 100% of them were Black. 100% of the people that I've had to fight were Black. 100% of the people that watch that show that are already, with just being on social media again, are saying fucked up shit.
So here's a woman who obviously is of African descent. She may not be directly from African descent because her last name is Leon. But once again, being a Latino is not a race. It never has been. And also a question or a statement to all of y'all people who think Kamala Harris is not Black. She's Black. Being Indian is not a race. It is not a race. I'm telling you, go to India. Most Indians you can look at the Indian ancestry and see where they fall on the spectrum. That's just like if you're not familiar with Filipinos. Filipinos have African lineage as well. I don't make this stuff up. But anyway, getting back to this lady named Danger, I think her name is Monica Leon. Like I said, you can look at her and tell she obviously has some African Nubian ancestry in her. Her direct parents may not be. She even mentions it. She says, my relatives, half of my, the relatives that are Black. So you can look at her and tell. Here's the problem. And this is what I'm seeing with a lot of Black women, period. This Black woman right here is a prime example of what Black men face in the dating game. These Black women, they gravitate towards chaos and destruction. They wake up and they choose violence, like Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones. They wake up, they choose violence, they choose chaos, because chaos is a ladder, as Peter Baelish would say, also from Game of Thrones. And they gravitate towards the worst parts of Black culture. When you look at white culture has some horrible parts of white culture in it as well. People don't talk about that because that part of white culture isn't glamorized. They don't glamorize the use of crystal meth and, going to grunge parties and getting into fights and mosh pits and just living crazy and doing crazy white people type stuff. They don't glamorize that. But for whatever reason in Black culture, that's the culture that you see on television. That's the culture that the hip hop people, want to show you every time there's a music video. You never see a music video of hip hop. It's love and peace. It's always pointing guns. It's always, the music is about ops and all this other crazy stuff. And that's what she gravitated towards. She didn't gravitate towards the other part of Black culture that doesn't participate in that type of stuff. She just didn't. She gravitated towards the worst part of Black culture. She wanted to be a part of it. And because she was in her young, hot years, and that's what a lot of women do. When they're young, hot, and sexy, they want the thug, they want the gangsters, they want the total foolishness. They want to have, because it's fun and it's exciting. And she got caught up in that. And once again, like I said, when you're looking at that part of the Black culture, it is about fighting. It's about smoking, the herbs. It's about doing all this crazy stuff. And those are the people that she hung around with and she wasted her life with. And now that she's older and more mature and she can reflect on it, she has regrets. And now all of a sudden she has labeled all Black people and all of Black culture as being this way. And now she's saying, if I had just married me a white boy, my life would be better. She doesn't take any accountability to say, well, why didn't I just pick me a nice Black guy who was in college at Morehouse, at Grambling, some institution. Why didn't I pick that black guy who was about something, going to school to be an engineer, an accountant, whatever? Why didn't I gravitate towards that part of the black culture? You know, they still like rap music, they listen to it, but they just don't participate in the foolishness. Why didn't I pick the black guy that likes to, have the deep discussions and talk about things other than bull crap? Because what she's saying in this video, and this is the thing that be surprising me, and like I said, I must be a daggone alien or something, because me and my friends, we don't get involved in any of that type of stuff. Now, once again, do we know people that are into gangster stuff? Yes. Once again, when you grow up and you live in this world, everybody either has a relative that either is in jail, been to jail, or you just know a friend, you know someone who does hood stuff. You live in this world. Everyone knows that. I don't care where you grew up at. Everyone knows some people like that. Or when you grew up, you gravitated towards that. Me and my friends, we don't have these type problems. She's claiming 100% of the people that beat her up were black. But why are you getting beat up? Why are you fighting? Why are you fighting? My whole life, I may have been in, I don't know, maybe one fight? One? And that's when I was young. I was a kid. But you don't get into fights. If you go to school, you go to college, you do what's right, you get a job, you work, you become a professional. If you sit and build around people, man, the people that I hang out with, all we do is talk about building stuff, uplifting stuff. You talk about your family, you talk about, positive stuff, but then you also talk about foolish stuff. We talk about guy stuff like locker room type conversations, but none of this stuff involves fighting, smoking herb. And there's nothing, I'm not trying to downplay people who do smoke, even though it's not my thing. But if you wake up in the morning, just like I just went walking and just passed two young brothers on the walking trail, and one of them smoking weed. It's, what time? It was 8 o'clock in the morning when I was walking. Like, why do I see people doing this, walking and like early in the morning, smoking? If that's what your life is about, then I feel so sad for you. But she didn't gravitate towards positive brothers because those brothers didn't thrill her. And now that her life is screwed up, now she's like, I should have married somebody. I should have did the white thing. And that's what you hear a lot of black women saying. And they don't look at the choices that they made and said, once again, I keep telling y'all about black women. They'll go from one extreme to the next. They'll say, I'm down for black men. I love black men. But the only black men that they love are the ones that built like they've been in jail for 35,000 years. They lift weights all day. They got nice bodies, those black men, I guess. Or they just slim, they're athletically or nicely built, but they have nothing going for them. Those are the men that those are the black men that the black women chase because I guess they look attractive or they're exciting, they're fun, whatever the case may be. And then once those guys and they've dealt with that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 years, then they get mad at the outcomes that they get with those guys. And then they just say all black men are nothing. And then they go from that extreme all the way to dating white boys. And then when they go to the white guys, they're dating the nerdy fat or the nerdy chunky with the dad bod or whatever. They'll date that type of white guy. He's wearing Crocs in public with some daggone shorts and a holy t-shirt or something, or just some regular t-shirt. But when they're with a black guy, he has to have on some Gucci shoes. He has to have on some fresh gear. He has to have on a Balenciaga t-shirt and all kind of other stuff. And they jump from one extreme to the next. And like I said, when they get with the white guy, now it's all of a sudden it's about, yeah, my white man, he dresses, he saves his money. He's not into all of that materialistic stuff. But no, you were with it when you were with the black man. You don't date a black guy that has his life going on for himself. He dresses decent. He may not have the greatest body in the world, may not be looking like Idris Elba or Al B. Shore, but he's a decent black man. He's average looking, but he has something going for himself and he's about something and he's trying to build something. They don't want to be with that. Like I told you, they'll experiment with hood dudes all day long and then they jump straight to some goofy white boy. Just like what this lady in this video is talking about. These are prime examples, people. We don't make this stuff up. So I just wanted to make this video. What she left out, the part in the video that she left out was the choices that she made as a human being. She chose to get a tattoo on her face. She chose to be involved in degenerate culture. That degenerate. She chose to participate in a lot of this. She probably instigated half the fights that she was in. She leaves this stuff out. Then she even mentioned in another video, this video was relatively short, but I saw another video where she mentioned something about people posting her naked pictures. Well, why do you have naked pictures out there? Why do you do this type of stuff? Maybe I'm just a prude. Maybe it's me. Maybe I am a prude. But why would you even have naked pictures of yourself out there? So obviously, once again, these women are about that life, and then all of a sudden, when they realize they wasted their life, now all of a sudden they blame it on everybody else but themselves. Just wanted to drop this jewel on you. This is the Political Brown Kid. I'm out of here.